Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here, and today we are going to be ranking the Body Squeezers franchise. Now, there are actually 3 books in this, making it a trilogy, and rightfully so, because the third book does take place somewhat directly after Book 2. And those books are Body Squeezers Part 1, Part 2, and then Revenge, from the Give Yourself Goosebumps series. We're going to be ranking all 3 of them today, which is the minimum number I need to do a ranking of this kind for a franchise or short-lived series. And these are all really good books. I'm going to say it outright. I like some better than others, but all 3 of them I really like. And yeah, I'm using this video as an excuse to flex my Body Squeezer stuff. We have this 2-in-1 book from the UK. I actually read this copy a few years ago. Really cool. Yes, they did say knapsack and all that. I actually have a framed poster. There are no frames in my location that are perfectly sized. This is the best one I could get. It is a very iconic cover art alone for a very popular duology, and I am glad to see Body Squeezers gets recognition still for being the Goosebumps 2-parter. No more delaying this. We're going to be ranking parts 1, 2, and then Revenge, perchance in that order. Let's dive in. Starting with the weakest book, we have Body Squeezers Part 1. Yeah, Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 1 is my least favorite Body Squeezers book, and I still think it's really good. It's just the one thing about this one that the other 2 did have, and this one doesn't, is aliens. Yeah, that's actually my big issue here, is that with the first book being all the exposition, it does kind of sacrifice the alien awesomeness you can get from the second one. Almost, I don't think it's the best alien stuff I've ever seen. It's like, I definitely prefer a book that's all about aliens and all about build-up towards that, even if it is good build-up. I generally really enjoyed this one. I think the mystery with Jack's neighbor, Mr. Fleshman, is great, and it does crescendo heavily into the second one, with more reveals about it, but where it goes here is pretty nice. I think it's a very cool mystery. There's some nice alien setup and horror towards the end of this book. It does leave off a nice cliffhanger, but I think it is very slow, sadly, and also some of the characters in this one aren't good, like Jack's sister and Jack's friends are just terrible people, so it's kind of hard to get through it for that. But yeah, very good first part, I really like it, but not as good as the second. Yeah, you can already tell this whole ranking. Yeah, Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 2 is my preferred of the 2 original parts, and that is mostly for the sole reason that this one actually had aliens prominently. I do think this one is very, very repetitive, and that's basically my biggest issue with it, besides some wonky exposition not really playing into this one. There was something with tennis balls in the first book that does hinder this book because they're one story. It's just like, why? What was with that? But outside of that kind of stuff, I love the Body Squeezers. I love everything we got with them. And whilst, again, it is repetitive, it is very entertaining in my opinion, and it was right up my alley. And the final 20-ish pages are really good. And I love Mr. Fleshman too. He's one of my favorite Goosebumps villains, I believe, and this book is why. He is crazy. And you guessed it, it's the only one left. Part 3. I'm sorry. Revenge. There is actually Part 3, in case you don't know. This does take place after Part 2. Kinda. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, this is Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 3, titled Revenge of the Body Squeezers. And it's a GYG, and it follows a new character, Jack's friend, like, coming out home from a winter vacation. Which you might already guess how that does not make any sense. Yeah, so I'm just going to get my issues out of the way. The only thing that truly bothers me this one, outside of like some literal page errors, like I think there's a misgenderization on one page, where let's just say book 2 ends at August, this one takes place on New Year's Eve. What? And it jumps right in where we left off, by the way. There is almost no time jump. Maybe a few minutes. I'm not even fucking kidding. One of the biggest errors I've ever seen in Goosebumps history. And this is actually the final book I read for the Give Yourself Goosebumps series. A good one to go off to, because I'm going to say it right now, outside of that huge error, oh, this book is fire. This is one of the most fun books I've probably ever read from not only Give Yourself Goosebumps, but Goosebumps as a whole. Sorry for slurring that. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I think the alien lore and just everything we got with the Body Squeezers is really cool. We learned more about what they're called. I can't remember off rip, sorry. And we learned about these blue variants, their technology, and all that stuff. So much good stuff in here. We even learned more about Mr. Fleshman and some other crazy additives, as well as it's just so entertaining. And there's a unique writing style and tone to this one from whatever ghostwriter took the wheel for this entry, but I really liked. So yeah, very, very solid entry. into Give Yourself Goosebumps and this very short-lived Alien Goosebumps series. Really love this one. This is easily my favorite, and one of my favorite Give Yourself Goosebumps books in general. I believe I gave this a damn near perfect score, so check out my review for this one and the other two if you're interested in hearing more. And if you have read them, now in the video, I'd like to hear your thoughts down below about most likely parts 1 and 2, since I doubt many people watching this have read Revenge, since it is a very hard book to get your hands on. Tell me what you think about those books down below. Tell me your own personal ranking if you have read them all, or maybe just the first two. And yeah, tell me what you think about them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.